Ringo's underneath the Christmas tree. He's already pulled some of the lights down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ringo! Don't go in the tree.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals.
It's a little bit after midnight. I'm getting ready to go to bed, and this is what's going on down here. So there's 4 plates that still have a good amount of canned food on them. That would not happen if there were not these crunchies here. Usually the cats will eat pretty much everything that I give to them. So that is a difference that we're seeing. And here's Nancy. Nancy's downstairs. She came upstairs for a little while, but then her and Boo got into like a howling thing. So then she came downstairs and she's been down here. You good, Nancy? You good, Sammy? Everyone good? I found this white fleece blanket that I had. So I put it here on the couch and I put what was on the couch previously in the wash. Look at Richard. Can you see him? It's really dark down here right now. Can you see him? He's so cute. He's laying in the bed, but he's like half out of the bed. That's exactly how Simba lays in these beds. It's almost 9 a.m. I woke up and hear Stella laying on the bed. How you doing, Stella? We went to bed really late last night. It was after 1 a.m. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. And here's the tree that I put up last night. I couldn't really see it that good because I don't have a lot of light in this room at night. I just have like 3 lamps. But I think it looks really good. I mean, for a $42 tree, I think this looks amazing. And it's going to look so much nicer when I put all of the ornaments on it. Here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. Good morning, Boo. How you doing, Boo? Last night, I also put together an advent calendar for the cats. This is the wooden advent calendar that I've had for several years now. I usually keep it downstairs, but I had to move everything around when the HVAC people were coming. And where I used to keep this has something else in its spot now. So I said, you know what, let me just move it up here and fill it up with the advent treats for all the cats. As you can see, it's full of churus and squeeze-ups and tulips and temptations and some other special Christmas treats. And this will just make it really easy for me to grab their treats for each day and give it to them so they can enjoy their countdown to Christmas. There are no repeats in this calendar. Every day is a different treat. Right now, it is 25 degrees out, and I had no idea it was going to get that cold. I don't think it was supposed to get that cold because I've been checking the daily weather forecast, and I thought it was only supposed to get down to around 32 degrees last night. So I am concerned about what's going on in my greenhouse. I only have that one little heater running in there. It's a 200-watt heater. And I have 1 string of the tiny Christmas lights. I don't have those big Christmas lights this year. Now, I do have a second heater that I could put in there for really cold nights, I guess, like temperatures like this. I didn't know it was going to be this cold. So chances are I might have lost some plants overnight. So I have to get myself dressed and then go out there and see what's going on in the greenhouse. Another thing I should mention is that Nancy did not meow at the door last night at all. So she didn't meow at 4 o'clock in the morning. She hasn't meowed this morning. Like, she's not being demanding and wanting to come upstairs. And I honestly think it's because she has that bowl of crunchies downstairs. I think that's what it is. I'm thinking maybe the whole reason why she wants to be upstairs is because she knows that the OG4 get crunchies as a snack. And she doesn't want to miss out on anything. It might be a situation where I just have to put a bowl of crunchies out at night. Instead of giving them each crunchies on their own plates downstairs, which is what I used to do, maybe I'll just put a bowl out and I'll be like, okay, you could have crunchies. And if you want some, take some. Like I'll put the same amount and then they could have it if they want it. Or I'll put it on a platter or something like that, that it's really easy for them to share. Because I want them to eat their raw food and their wet food more so than just living on dry food. The water in this water bowl is frozen. This water bowl is frozen too, and it looks like it's almost frozen solid. I do see some movement of water in there, but it's pretty thick. The ice is pretty thick. It is 28 degrees outside. It might be a little bit warmer in this greenhouse. I need to find my temperature sensor and put a new battery in it. This is my sensor push temperature sensor, and I had to put a new battery in it, and now it's working. So I just need to figure out where I want to put this in this greenhouse. I have this temperature sensor here, which is behind the heater, and this is underneath the table. So maybe what I'll do with this one is I'll put it on the shelf here, like in front of the heater, just to get an idea of the difference. So I'll be able to read the temperature on this and also the temperature on the other one and get an idea of, just the general temperature in the greenhouse. Today, for the first day of Advent, here comes Boo running in the room. The cats are getting chicken with crab flavored churros. You guys ready? With the OG4, we start with ladies first. Stella always gets hers first, and then the boys get theirs. Simba likes to headbutt the tray. Oh, he's going to lay down underneath it. This is the first time I've seen a cat lay underneath the new tree. I'm thinking of putting some cat beds under it because they usually like that in the past. I have to find their cat beds. I know there's 2 on top of the armoire. There's 2 on top of the TV unit here. But I think they have more downstairs in a storage tub. I have to go through the rest of my Christmas decorations. Boo says he wants his next. He was pawing at me for it. Simba's getting his next. So far, Simba is the one who's enjoying the Christmas tree the most. He was just walking around underneath it and rubbing his head on the branches. See all the little bells that I have hanging underneath the Christmas tree? That's the bell garland that I found at Hobby Lobby a few months ago. Splash is eating his churu. He also just rubbed on the Christmas tree. Stella's trying to steal Splash's churu. I just came downstairs to give the Lucky 7 their treats, and so far Sammy is the only one out. I don't know where everyone else is. Oh, Ziggy came out. Goldie came out. I don't know where Nancy is. I don't know where Richard is. I don't know where Eva is. I don't know where Ringo is. But Sammy's enjoying this. These guys don't get liquid treats like this as much as the OG4 do. So they're really going to enjoy these. Sammy, Nancy, Goldie, and Ziggy all ate the churros out of my hand, but Richard wants to eat his on a plate. He's still skittish. And that's probably how little Eva and Ringo will eat theirs, although I have to keep Sammy away from it. Hopefully Richard will do that. So far, everyone has liked today's flavor. And I'm giving it to them like before they have breakfast. So it's like their morning appetizer. Good job, Richard. Ringo's underneath the Christmas tree. He's already pulled some of the lights down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ringo! Don't go in the tree. Don't go in the tree. It's a good thing I have the bells because I heard the bells ringing from the other room. I also heard some of the branches rustling. I'm trying to get some work done on my computer today. He better not jump up into the tree. Don't even think about it, Ringo. He's usually a very good cat. I just put the lights back on the branches. I heard the bells again. It was Ringo. There's Nancy. She's underneath the Christmas tree. I heard the bells again. It's fine if they go under the tree. I just don't want anyone wrecking it. It's about an hour later, and this is what's going on with breakfast. So there are 4 plates here that were hardly touched at all. I'm going to put that food away. And I also took away the crunchy feeder because they're not eating their meals, so we don't want that. And I'll give them the crunchy feeder later after their dinner. Look what's going on down here. That's Goldie and Sammy. It is almost 10 a.m. Simba has been enjoying smashing his face into the Christmas tree. Here's Boo. How you doing, Boo? Today, for their Advent treat, they're having squeeze-ups. These are chicken squeeze-ups, so these are kind of basic, but they should enjoy them. Boo's ready. I don't know where Stella is. Nancy's walking around. She wanted to come upstairs this morning. Even though she has the crunchies downstairs, she wanted to come upstairs, so that is what's going on, right, Boo? Boo says he can't wait for his treat. Okay. Boo did not want to finish his squeeze up. As you could see, Simba wants to finish it, but I'm going to give Simba his. I'm going to put this aside, and I'll put this on Boo's breakfast so he could have the rest later. Simba, I am going to give you your own, okay? Simba, you're going to get your own, okay? All right, I'm not squeezing it. I'm not squeezing it, Simba, so you're not getting anything out of it. Let me give you your own. Look at Nancy. She's waiting patiently on her little bed here under the end table. One thing that I have noticed with Boo is that he does not like squeeze-ups nearly as much as he likes churus. So it's not totally abnormal for him to not want to finish one. Okay, so look at what's going on down here. The crunchy feeder is basically empty. So that is why Nancy's back to her old behavior. Hey, Goldie. Hey, Sammy. I gave the cat some leftover Thanksgiving turkey yesterday, and it seems that like half of these guys don't like it because there's still some left on the plate. So I'm going to clean all this up, and then they're going to get their squeeze-up treats. It's 11:06 a.m. I was just on a business phone call. I have to go to my office in like an hour, less than an hour. So I'm trying to get all my information ready for that. And not only did I hear the bells jingling under the tree, but I heard the tree rustling. Do you see this? You see this big hole in the tree? Yeah, there's a cat in that hole. I don't even have to see it to know that, because why would there be this hole in the branches? So I'm going to watch the security camera footage, see if it caught anything. And they never did this to a real tree. I don't know why they're doing this to a fake tree.
Who's that climbing up my Christmas tree? It's shaking quite suspiciously. There's something moving I can see. A cat climbing up my Christmas tree. There's a cat climbing up my Christmas tree. Who's that sitting in my Christmas tree? There's two little eyes looking out at me. They're shining bright, it has to be a cat sitting in my Christmas tree. There's a cat sitting in my Christmas tree.
I just looked at the security camera footage, so there was not one, but two, and possibly three cats in this tree at the same time. And not only were they in the tree, but the entire tree was twisting around, because that's the way this tree is. It's like 3 separate parts: the bottom part, middle part, top part, and they spin around. And that's what the cats were doing. So after I worked so hard to fluff these branches and have the lights just right, everything is a mess right now. At least I know that Nancy was not one of the cats in the tree. Ziggy, on the other hand, could have been one of the cats, because I did see a tortie jump out of it. So it was either Ziggy or Goldie, and I know Ringo was involved. This string of lights is going to be how I know if the tree was moved or not, because this was like some extra lights, and I put them in this location when I was putting the tree together and decorating it. And then I have them ending like somewhere around here. So I'm going to put this string back where it was, and anytime this string of lights moves, I'm going to know someone's been in the tree. I think what I'm also going to do is try to go to Hobby Lobby and see if they have more of these bell garlands available, because they're really cute and they definitely work, because I've been hearing the bells jingling whenever the cats are around this part of the tree. If I could get a few more of these garlands, I could put them all around the tree, so that way I would really be able to hear when cats are in the tree, because it would jingle. There's a fox by the woods. I've never seen a fox around here in broad daylight like this. Wow, check that out. I was taking a dump. See the fox? You guys see it? It blends in almost perfectly with the autumn leaves and the burnt out grass. Wow, look at it. I think it's a fox. I'm super zoomed in on my iPhone. My iPhone has a better zoom than the camera does. It's gonna poop again? What's it gonna do? If their camera's shaky, it's because Boo keeps moving around right underneath me in the cat tower, and I'm super zoomed in. Does mange cause foxes to itch? I wonder if this is a mangy fox. It doesn't look too bad compared to the other one that came by a few years ago at night. I've only ever seen them come around at night, not during the day. It's 3:30 p.m. I just got home. Here's Richard in one of his favorite cat beds. Here's Ringo in the cat tower. And here's my Christmas tree with what looks like a broken branch. Why is that branch hanging down like that? Most likely because there were cats in the tree. Look at this. Look at this. Was it Ringo? Was it Nancy? Who was it? I seriously hope that is not seriously broken. And I'm starting to think it's a really good thing that I only spent $40 on this tree. But look. You can see there was a cat in here. There's a cat in there. Anywhere that there's like a big opening. Look at this. There is a cat up here. They climbed all the way almost to the top of this tree. Almost. Look at this. They're ruining my tree. I fixed the bottom as best as I could. I had to grab a hammer, like a mallet, one of those rubber mallets, and then like bang on it to lift up that bottom branch. But I'm really not happy. I mean, there's these big, ugly gaps in the tree now, and I don't know what's going on. Like, there's no way for me to easily fill them. I'm going to have to start bending things all around. I never, ever had a problem with cats in my real tree. I don't know if they think that this is like a cat tower or what, but in all the years of having real trees, I never had cats climbing in the trees like this, ever. I recently posted a video about the cats climbing my Christmas tree, and it was Ringo, who is the largest cat in the house, repeatedly attempting to climb to the top of the tree. Like, he was having such a great time climbing the Christmas tree. Thankfully, it was not decorated. There were only lights on the tree, but I did have quite a few comments from people who were surprised that the tree was still standing. So let me show you why the tree survived the largest cat in the house climbing it. So here's the tree, still has not been decorated yet. And here's the bottom of the tree. I have this white tree skirt, but if we look underneath the tree skirt, you can see that not only do I have the tree stand, so this metal thing is the tree stand that comes with the tree, but I have the tree stand connected to this stabilizer. Now, this stabilizer is from the 1980s. My parents bought this for the cats that I grew up with, because the cats that I grew up with like to climb the Christmas tree. And what this stabilizer does is it keeps the cats from knocking the tree over. So the cats can climb the tree all they want. They're never going to knock it over as long as I use this stabilizer. This is my 9th Christmas that I've had cats in the house, and it's the first Christmas that they've been climbing the tree. It's also the first Christmas that I've had an artificial tree. I've always had real trees. They've never climbed the real trees. And when I was growing up, we had an artificial tree, and that's what they were climbing also. So what we have here in this box is another Christmas tree. I purchased this on Amazon. It was on sale. I got it for $35. This tree is a little bit smaller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up downstairs for the lucky 7, who are the ones climbing the upstairs tree. And I'm going to let them climb this tree all they want. I'm not going to put any decorations on it because I don't think they care about decorations. I think they just really like climbing the artificial trees. Here's Sammy. And if you ask me, the reason why is because they're made out of plastic, and cats love plastic. Right, Sammy? And Sammy says cats also love wood, which brings us to this, which is the new stabilizer that Grandpa Farrell just made for this new tree.
Hello everyone, Grandpa here. Today I am going to make a Christmas tree stabilizer board for the Christmas stand. This is so the cats cannot knock your Christmas tree over. Many years ago I had purchased a similar board, round like this, but was made out of Homer soap board that was selling for this purpose. But we have never been able to find that board again. So I had to go down to Home Depot and purchase this 24-inch round pine board, 1 inch thick. The old board wasn't this thick, but it served the purpose of the cats not tipping over the tree. So this is what it looked like when you have the stand on the board. Now we have to drill holes in the board to wrap around wire or shoelaces or whatever around the legs here so it doesn't move. And this is how we're going to do it. First, I had to find the center of the circle. Then I take my square, put it on there, and I know the circle is 24 inches in diameter, not really, but it comes close to it, 23 3/4. So I mark my line on this side and this side, so I know this is square. Flip it over and get the line for this side. Flip it over. Doesn't have to be exact, just that you're going to have a cross on the board. So that gives me my cross on the board. So each one of the legs would go on that line. Now, in order to attach the legs, I have to drill a hole here and here. That's 2. Another one here and here. This is 3 inches from the edge to here, and from here to here is 7 inches. I got to do each leg like that. Put 4 holes on each leg so you can put straps in them. So I've already measured my hole here. So this is 2 inches wide for each hole. 2 inches wide, 2 inches wide, 2 inches wide, and the other 2 legs the same thing. I have my drill with a 1/4 inch bit, and now I'm going to drill my holes. I repeat this process for the other 3 legs. All the holes have been drilled now.
Here it is with the tree stand to give you an idea of how it works. So as you can see, the tree stand fits perfectly between the 2 holes on the bottom. And now all I need to do is tie the tree stand to the stabilizer. I found some green zip ties, so what I did was I put it in this hole, wrapped it around the bottom. It's coming back up this hole. Now I just need to secure it. And there it is. The tree stand is being held tightly in place, so I just need to clip this off and repeat it for the other 3 legs. And here it is, fully attached to this base. I could move it around. It's very secure. I found that it's best to put the zip ties on so that this fastener part is actually right here against the frame. I just think it looks neater that way. You can see it there also. And this is a pretty heavy base. I'm very confident that once the tree is attached to this, if the cats try to climb the tree, they're not going to be tipping it over. And of course, the bottom of this will be nicely covered with a tree skirt. We could also just use a blanket to cover it. And that's how easy it is to keep cats from tipping over a Christmas tree. Not very expensive, and it's really easy to do. This is the tree stand that I've always used with my real trees. And this also attaches to the stabilizer. Right down here, there's a hole on this tree stand. There's another hole here. There's 4 holes around the edges of this tree stand. And so what I used to do is just secure it through these holes. And I never had a problem with cats climbing a real tree. I honestly think they just prefer climbing the artificial trees because they're made out of plastic, and cats love plastic. It is 9:30 a.m. I'm here with Stella and Boo and Nancy and Simba and Splash, and the tree is still standing. I was able to correct some of the issues that arise from the cats climbing it yesterday, and I bought some more bells for it. Here's Boo. He's all ready for his treat today. So yesterday what I did was I went to the local stores that sell Christmas trees because I figured, well, maybe I could get a really cheap tree and put it downstairs for the lucky 7. Then they could climb it as much as they want and be happy climbing the tree. And maybe I could figure out how to turn it into a cat tower. I think that would be really cool. I think the cats would love that. The problem that I faced yesterday is that all of the stores that sell Christmas trees around here are already completely sold out. So my only option was to purchase one on Amazon. And it was Cyber Monday, so I found a deal on one, and I got it for about $35. However, it has no reviews. It's like a new product on Amazon. It has no reviews at all. So I'm definitely taking a chance on it. I'm hoping it's good, but for, something to buy just for the cats to climb downstairs, I'm not too concerned about like certain elements of its quality. And today the cats are trying tulips. This is a squeeze treat for cats, and this says brain on it because these treats are infused with vitamins. So it seems that there are companies who had the same idea that I had a while ago. If you've been watching the daily vlogs, you'll know that a while ago I mentioned that I think the best thing to do with these squeeze treats would be to infuse some kind of like herbs in them, or, something functional for cats that can be used like if a cat is sick, because normally if a cat is sick, they'll still eat these liquid treats. So why not infuse them with something that's helpful to the cats? And in this case, these tulips are infused with vitamins. So this one is for the brain. This has like vitamin C in it, vitamin E in it. I think they also added carnitine. So it has more nutrition in it than a regular like squeeze up or churu. A regular squeeze up or churu, it just has some muscle meat in it and a little bit of starch, and the rest is liquid. But here they actually supplemented it with some vitamins. So we'll see if the cats like it. The cats are waiting for their daily treat, and yeah, hopefully they'll like these. Okay, so Boo's tasting the tulip. It seems kind of thick. It's probably the same consistency as a squeeze up. Squeeze ups are a little bit thicker than churus. Well, Boo likes it so far. The question is, will Boo finish it? Yesterday he did not finish his squeeze up. The packaging on these seems like it's thicker. And I don't know if these have the same amount in them that the churros and squeeze-ups do. I would have to check. Okay, let me squeeze it up from the bottom, Boo, okay? I gotta use 2 hands for that. Boo really enjoyed this one. He ate the whole thing and he's looking for more. Meanwhile, Nancy! Don't eat the tree. Come here. When I was feeding it to Boo, Nancy was like literally right here doing this. She was headbutting my hand. All right, Nancy, I'll give you one next. Nancy did not want it, so I'm giving it to Simba. Here you go, Simba. You want it? Come on, it's falling on the floor. Sometimes there are certain flavors that Simba does not like. With regards to these squeezy treats, I tried to give another one to Nancy and she doesn't want it. Boo's ready for it, but we don't have any extras, Boo, okay? Nancy will only eat this on a plate with a few crunchies on top. Splash did not want to eat it. I tried both ways with Splash. I tried giving it to him by hand, and I also tried putting it on a plate. He walked away from it, so I gave the plate to Nancy. If she leaves anything on this plate, Boo's ready to swoop in and eat it. Good morning, Sammy. I haven't seen your spider in a while, Sammy. Where's your spider? Good morning, Ziggy. Good morning, Ziggy. Where's your spider? Where's the spider baby? Is she under here? Oh, yeah, look. The spider baby's under here with a whole bunch of toys. Let's see what the toys are. Look at that. Look at that, Sammy. There's your spider baby. And there's toys. She's very protective of her spider baby. I exposed it by moving the table. Yeah. Okay, let's move these out and let's give her some air. The spider baby needs some air, Sammy. She can't be under the table all the time, Sammy. She wants to get some exercise, okay? Okay, let's put the table back. Yeah, let's put her over there. Sammy, let her come out and have some fun. Now I'm here with the tulips for the lucky 7. Richard does not want to get out of bed. He's like, I'm not getting up. It's too early. Ziggy's looking out of the window. Oh, look at this. Sammy brought her spider back here. Okay, this spider, does your spider want a treat also? You want me to give your spider a little treat also? Okay. Goldie was the first one to eat a tulip. Sammy's playing with her spider. Oh, I guess she drops them on the ground. Today is day 3 of the Advent calendar, and Eva is going to eat her snack, hopefully before someone tries to steal it. I put a few pieces of freeze-dried chicken on it, but this is progress because for the past 2 days, she would not even get this close to one of the snacks. Now there's Goldie. Here's Goldie. Goldie will easily steal it. Goldie will eat these treats out of my hand, so that's good. Richard will eat them off of a plate, so that's good. And if we could get little Eva to eat them off of a plate, that would be progress. So far, she's just eating her freeze-dried chicken. That thing behind her is an activity board that you put dry cat food on. And I give that to the cats at night. So they have to work for some of their crunchies. I also gave a plate to Ringo. Ringo's in his little hidey hole down here. That's where he likes to sleep at night. I put the plate there with him, so I don't know if he ate it. I'll have to check in a little while. Here's Ziggy. She's waiting for Eva to walk away from her plate. The minute Eva walks away from that plate, Ziggy's going to swoop in and eat what's left. But it looks like Eva might be enjoying it. I can't tell. Sometimes it's hard for them to lick it up on these paper plates and it starts moving around a lot. So when Richard was eating it, I had to hold it. But that's okay. She has plenty of room to move around with it. Yeah, it looks like she's eating the treat also. She's licking it up. And here's Ringo's. Ringo did not eat his. This is what I got at Hobby Lobby yesterday. This was the only bell garland that they had that wasn't the little jingle bells. And I was thinking about getting the little jingle bells. The problem with those is they're not very loud. These are really loud. Just moving them, like they're so loud. So what I plan on doing with these is actually cutting them off this string, and then I'll put Christmas hooks on these and I will hang these all around the tree. So that way, once the tree starts moving, it'll definitely start ringing. I really wish they had more of these little ones. But these little ones make, they make a good amount of noise also. I definitely do hear these bells in the other room, and these should be much louder. For now, I'm just hanging the garland on the tree, and later when I get my decorations out, then I'll have my hooks and I'll be able to put these on the tree better. But I just need them here now in case anyone jumps in the tree today. It's 11:41 a.m. and that was Sammy. And Sammy was just in the tree. I know she was because I heard these bells ringing in the other room and I came in and she was here and she jumped out. It is 10:15 a.m. and I'm getting a late start today. Look what's going on here with the Christmas tree. So the tree skirt is all bunched up. This green platform underneath it is what goes underneath the tree stand, and this is why the tree has not tipped over yet. This is an anti-tip device, so cats can climb a tree and they're not going to knock the tree down, and it's worked beautifully so far. But you see this branch? Do you see this really low branch? So yeah, this is another branch that they have kind of bent out of shape. Hopefully I could use the hammer again and hammer it back up. There's Nancy. It's easy to do that with the bottom branches, but then when I get into areas around here in the middle, it's much harder to do that because you really can't get enough movement on the hammer because there's so many other branches in the way that it's like impossible to fill some of these holes. Here on top, these branches are different. These are all just like bendy branches. So I would say the top third of the tree is really easy to put back into shape. It's just the bottom 2/3 that have a different branch structure. So To be honest, I'm very tempted to go get a real tree because I've never had a problem with cats in my tree before. I've had cats in this house since 2016 with Christmas trees, and they've never been in the tree before. The lucky 7, who are the ones climbing the tree, did not climb the tree last year. And the year prior to that was their first year in the house. They had only been inside for 2 months at that point, and they didn't touch the tree. This year, I really think they are attracted to this tree because it is made out of plastic. Here's Nancy. And cats love plastic. So when I was growing up, we always had cats that loved to lick plastic. They love to chew on plastic. They love to lick plastic. And I honestly think because the tree is made out of plastic, that's why they're attracted to it. Now here goes Nancy. Is she going to eat any of these plants? Someone chewed on this fern yesterday, and then they vomited on the floor. I have to make them some fresh cat grass. Last night, I was sitting on the sofa only a few feet away from the tree, and 2 members of the Lucky 7 just started climbing the tree.
Who's that climbing up my Christmas tree? It's shaking quite suspiciously. There's something moving I can see. A cat climbing up my Christmas tree. There's a cat climbing up my Christmas tree. Who's that sitting in my Christmas tree?
I guess they just can't help themselves, so I don't know if anything can be done to keep them out of it. It's 2:30 p.m. and that's Goldie. She was just in a cat tower, and I wanted to show her to you, but she walked away as soon as she saw the camera. Here's Ringo. So the cats have been really good today. No one's tried to jump into the tree. No one's tried to climb the tree. And maybe they've gotten it out of their system. I really don't want to go out and buy a fresh tree because I already put this tree up. I really would just like to decorate this tree and have this tree. But I don't want the cats going crazy over it. So maybe it's behind us. Maybe they're done with it. Maybe it was just something new for them to explore. I don't know. We'll see how today goes. It's 9:30 p.m. There's Ziggy and Ringo. And Nancy was just in there with them. There's a cat on the patio right now. I don't know who it is because it's dark out, so it's hard to tell. I don't know if it's Cousin Oliver, but I have to tell you about Cousin Oliver because Cousin Oliver's real name is Ox. So I looked outside earlier today, and I had put some food out for him. And after he ate the food, I noticed that he was limping across the patio. He was not putting any weight on his back leg, his right back leg. And I was like, okay, that's not good. So then he walked into the bushes and he's putting a little bit of weight on it, but like he's limping pretty badly. So a little while ago, I reached out to my neighbors down the road to see if, she recognized him, if she had been feeding him, what the situation was, if she saw him limping or anything like that. And that's how I found out that he is indeed a boy. He was trapped and neutered last February, almost a year ago. And his name is Ox, O-X. So I was pretty close. Oliver, Ox, they both start with O. And she said that he's been super feral, but he's making progress with her. And she said she's going to keep an eye out for him. He comes around multiple times a day to eat. That's what she said. And that if she notices him limping, she's going to basically monitor it for a few days and then potentially trap him and, take him in for some kind of treatment. And she works with the rescue group, so, she's very capable. So that's good. She has her eyes out for him now. She's aware that he's limping. I don't know if she's actually feeding him multiple times a day. I mean, it's pretty far from my house to where she lives, especially for a cat that's limping. So, we'll see what happens. In the past, there's been situations where I will see different cats than she sees. And she showed me a photo today of a black cat asking me if I had seen it. And I was like, no, I haven't seen it. So even though we live on the same road, it's far enough away that we do see different cats. So hopefully Cousin Oliver, or I should call him Ox, will make his way down there and she will be able to trap him and get help for him. And if not, then I have to start thinking about potentially trapping him and then maybe enlisting her to help as far as his treatment. I think if it was a situation where I had to trap him and then, she would take over from there, she would do something like that. But we're not at that point yet, and, we just have to see. Obviously, Ziggy and Ringo are watching someone on the patio with great interest. It is 8:30 a.m. Good morning, Boo. Come here, Boo. Come over here. Hey, sit down. Sit down. Sit down, Boo. Sit down. I'm weighing Boo right now. Sit down. The problem is when they move around on this thing, the scale moves also. It's a very sensitive scale. Okay, right now Boo is 13 pounds and 7 ounces. Good job, Boo. Good job. Good morning, Splash. Splash is in Boo's room. How you doing, Splash? Can I pet you or are you going to run away? Ooh. Splash is letting me pet him today. Now, Splash does like to get pets, but usually he likes to approach me for them. So, for example, if the cats are going to have a crunchy treat, then he comes up to me and he wants a million pets. Or sometimes if I'm sitting down to work at my desk, then he comes up to me and he wants pets. But if I come up to him where he's sitting in a cat tower like this, sometimes he wants pets and sometimes he doesn't. And like right now, I think he's just tolerating them. Elevate a butt. Elevate a butt, Splash. Okay, now he's starting to enjoy him. Splash likes a good scrub. Have you noticed that some cats like a scrub? Some cats like to be scrubbed. The cats love this cat tower because they get a really good view through the window and they can see what's going on the patio. So I'm glad we got rain because there were snow flurries in the forecast, and there are snow flurries in the forecast for today also. Can I rub Splash's belly? Oh no, that was just too much for him. Okay. Today for their Advent treats, the cats are getting some lobster temptations. So every 5 days or so, then they get some kind of crunchy treat. For the past 4 days, they've had like squeeze-ups and churus and tulips and stuff like that. But now they're going to have some of these. I don't know if they've ever had lobster flavor before, but this is going to be a real treat for them. Look at everyone waiting. This is how they sit. This is their order. Boo, Stella, Splash, and Simba, they have their favorite spots. And Boo already ate his before I could even pick up the camera. Simba ate his. Splash is looking around because there's trucks driving by. Is Stella going to eat hers? Sometimes Stella does not like fish. Why? She's eating hers. Good job, guys. I'm down here with the Lucky 7, and they're getting their treats. It's very hard to film these guys because they move around so much. There you go, Goldie. Goldie has definitely been enjoying the morning treats and the squeeze-ups and the churus. Come on, Ziggy. Even Ringo and Eva came out. Do you see them in the distance? I don't know where Richard is, though. Here, guys, I got the treats over here. Come here. Come here, guys. Sometimes they like it when they get to hunt the treats. Like if I throw the treats around the room and they get to hunt the treats. Where's Richard? Eva almost caught that one. All right, come on, guys, over here. We're over here, guys. Come here. I don't know where Richard is. Oh, wait a minute. I found Richard. Richard likes to lay in this royal cat bed. As soon as he saw the camera, he ran. Look at what's going on here. There's 3 cats on the rebounder, 1 cat underneath it. Well, Nancy just chased a little Eva off, but they're all sitting there and they want me to toss the treats to them. They're so funny. And here's Richard. He came out to have some treats. It's 4:30 p.m. I'm just about to scoop all the litter boxes, and I looked out the back door and I saw this. That is the tablecloth that's been on my patio table. That's my patio table. It has a black cover over it. The cover is tied down. The cover's there to protect it for the winter. This tablecloth was underneath the patio cover. That's how strong the winds were today. The winds lifted up this table cover even though it's tied down, and they blew the tablecloth off of the table. That's crazy. Today for dinner, the cats are trying this Force of Nature grass-fed ground bison. They had the venison a few weeks ago. They absolutely loved it. So we'll see what they think about the bison. Hopefully they will like this also. What I have here in this bowl is 4 ounces of ground chicken necks, and that is like the square cube that has been defrosting. And then I have 3 ounces of ground organ meats, which is 1.5 ounces of chicken liver and 1.5 ounces of chicken hearts. The next thing I do is mix the ground bison with the ground chicken necks and the organ meats, and that's the base for our food. Here's the meat all mixed together. I like to add a little bit more water to this to make it more like a stew than just some ground beef. I just added around 1/2 cup of water. I don't really measure it. I just kind of eyeball it. And if I had to estimate, I would say it was probably around 1/2 cup. And can you see that the meat just has like a looser consistency? It really feels like it absorbs some of the liquid that I put in here. Sometimes I do use broth. Sometimes I'll use chicken broth or turkey broth. I'll only use homemade broth because I don't add any sodium to it. So this is the base of our food. We have approximately 10% organ meats, 10% bone from the chicken necks because the chicken necks are ground with the bone. And then we have about 80% muscle meat. So what I'm going to do now is add a supplement to this to make it a complete meal. Today I'm using this Daily Multi Plus. This is from the Pet Health and Nutrition Center. And this says it provides digestive enzymes, probiotics, glandulars, and organic whole food nutrients to support your pet's ultimate vitality. For the amount of food that I'm making, I will be adding a full tablespoon of this supplement. This is what it looks like, and out of all the supplements that I use, this one looks most similar to the homemade supplement that I make. The reason why I'm not using a homemade supplement today is because I need to put more together. I'm all out of it. So if I'm not using a homemade supplement, I'll use this supplement. If I'm not using this, sometimes I'll just crush up some multivitamins for cats and use that. There's also another supplement that I've used in the past. I think it's called L-Nutrient, something like that. It doesn't matter which supplement I use. I just want to make sure that I do add enough vitamins and minerals to this food so that it all rounds out to be a complete meal for cats. The next thing I'm going to add is some of this wild Alaskan salmon oil. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of this. So now I'm going to mix all of this together. I can also add an egg yolk if I wanted to, a raw egg yolk. I could add a cooked hard-boiled egg, which I would then like chop up and add to this. I could add some canned pumpkin or some roasted pumpkin. That's really good. I could add some cooked non-starchy vegetables, just a little bit. I could add some zucchini or some carrots. I do not want to add a lot of plant matter, never more than 5% plant matter to cat food because cats are obligate carnivores. The reason why I do add some plant matter is for the prebiotic content for that, and it helps to support a healthy digestive system and it helps to support a healthy gut microbiome. And here's their food. This is enough food for 11 cats, possibly even more. I'm going to weigh out a portion of 2.3 ounces or maybe 2.5 ounces, somewhere in that range. And that's what the cats are getting for dinner. Here's Stella, here's Simba, and they just got into a fight. Here's Boo. Now, usually when the cats get into fights while they're waiting for their food, it means they're really enjoying how it smells, that they're really anticipating their food. So hopefully that's the case because they haven't had bison before. This is what their plates look like. So they're getting 2.3 ounces of this homemade raw food. Then they're getting a little bit of freeze-dried chicken sprinkled on top, and then they're getting a little bit of crunchies. This is Boo's plate, so he gets a little bit more crunchies than the others. Crunchies are just dry cat food. This is Simba's plate. You can see the difference. And this is Stella's plate. She does not like the freeze-dried chicken. And we have 4 cats eating their food. I have to stay here and monitor their eating because I have to make sure no one's eating too fast or too much or eating off of everyone else's plate. They've never had this before, that's why. All right, I'm down here with the lucky 7. There's Richard, Sammy, Nancy. And over here we have Ringo, Eva, Goldie, and Ziggy. Ziggy, turn around. You have your own food. Ziggy, there's a plate behind you. Ziggy. It is 9:45 a.m. And this is what the cats are getting as their treat today. These are chicken and duck squeeze-ups. They've never had these before. They're all eagerly anticipating their treats. Okay, ladies first. Come on, Stella. Ladies first. Simba, please wait. Ladies first, okay? Ladies first. Watch out, Simba. Ladies first. Well, Stella likes these. I have the windows open right now, so the cats could get some air this morning. It's a bit noisy right now. Simba, please wait till you get yours next. Okay, move over. Okay. Simba, you're next. Good job, Stella. You did it. Got it all. Okay, Simba. I don't know what's going on with Boo because he's sitting on the other side of the room. Okay, that's it, Simba. You're done. Done. Nothing left. Nothing left. It's empty. Okay. Okay, good job. Come on, Boo. Come on, Boo. Boo's not the biggest fan of squeeze-ups. He likes churus better. Boo is eating his on a plate. I had to put a few crunchies on it. Okay, hold on, Splash. I gotta squeeze it. Okay, let's see if we got any more in here, Splash. Let's squeeze it up from the bottom. Here we go. Good job. Good job, buddy. There's Boo. I don't know why he doesn't like eating squeeze-ups from the tube, but they're not his favorite. But he eats them fine if they're on a plate. I don't know if he's going to finish that, though. Oh my gosh, I just came downstairs and found this. They took the cover off of the sofa. Look at that, it's all on the floor. So I always keep a fitted sheet on the sofa, and I have a white blanket on top of that, and they took it all off. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they were hunting something. They even took the arm protectors off. That is crazy. That's crazy. What's going on, Sammy? What happened? Richard's still in bed. Richard, want your treat? Okay, who's getting a treat? Who wants a treat, guys? You want a treat? Who's the first one to get a treat? Sammy? Sammy's always the first one. Nancy? Let's do Nancy today. Nancy can get a treat. Nancy, you want a treat? Here, Nancy. Here, Nancy. Here's Sammy. Okay, ready? Good job, Sammy. Got it all. Got it all. Who's next? Who's next? You're next? Who's next over here? Who's next? Come here. Ziggy's next. Sammy, you had yours. Let's squeeze it up from the bottom. Come on. Good job. You want to lick it? Sammy, you had yours. Okay. Goldie. Come on, Goldie. Goldie's next. Come on, Goldie. Come on, Goldie girl. Hey, Richard. Sammy, it's not for you. It's for Goldie. Move over. Move over, please. Okay, we got to squeeze up the rest from the bottom. Ready? Okay, got it all. Got it all. Good job. Oh, there's more. There's more. Okay, done. Done. Nancy, are you next? Nancy, are you next? Sammy, you've had yours. There's a few pieces on the ground, guys. Good job. Here. It's on the rug. Here. Here. On the rug. Finish that. Richard, you're next. Come on, Richard. It is almost 11 a.m. Here's Simba. Hey, Boo. How you doing? How you doing, Boo? And we're getting a very late start to our day. The cats have some packing paper here that they've been playing with, and I put their electronic toys on for them this morning. Today is the only day this week that I have an opportunity to sleep in a little bit, so that's what I did. I didn't get to bed until about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I went to sleep downstairs, and I did not even think that I was going to get to sleep because someone was playing with the turbo scratcher, and it was making a ton of noise. But I guess I was so tired that it didn't matter. And I fell asleep, and the next thing I know, I woke up and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I tried to get back to sleep, but I could not fall back asleep down there. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get up and go to my bed. And it was so cute because when I got up, there were 4 cats sleeping in the 5 cat beds on Boo's old daybed. And there was 1 cat sleeping in the cat tower next to it. And then there was another cat sleeping in the other cat tower. I don't know where the 7th cat was, but I'm assuming in the royal cat bed because the cats usually like that. But they were so cute and they were so good. I think maybe they're learning to sleep at night versus staying up all night and playing. Another thing that's been happening is that nobody has been jumping in the Christmas tree. I think it's been 3 days now that I have not found any cats in the tree. So I would like to decorate the tree today if I could. I also want to take all the lights off and just kind of fix the branches the best that I can and then put the lights back on and decorate it. Hopefully I could do that. I like to do it while it's still kind of light out in the afternoon so I have a better view of everything because once it gets dark, this room doesn't have the best light, so it's harder to see what's going on. But I have a list of things that I need to get done today, so that's why I don't know if I'm going to be able to decorate the tree today because some things might take priority or preference over that. I don't think I've filmed this yet, but look at this wand toy. I got this at Petco, and when I first saw it, I was like, Simba is gonna go crazy over it because if you look at it from this angle, it looks like a bunch of red pom-poms. It's actually a snake. There's 2 eyes here, and then there's like feathers on the tail. And I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, Simba's gonna love this because it's like red pom-poms. And it's really cute because it has this shiny back and it comes on a string that Simba should not be able to bite through and it has a really nice long wand. And so far the cats really like this. Boo likes the snake. Stella usually likes it. Right now they're not playing with it because I'm sitting here with their Advent treat, which is tulips. Today, the cats are getting these tulip squeeze Vita sticks, and this is the joint variety. They've never had these before, so this is something new. There's 7 different varieties for these treats, and they all have functional vitamins in them. So it says vitamin-infused treats for cats and dogs. And as you can see, they're all eagerly waiting their snack. Today is the 7th day of our countdown until Christmas, and they've had some kind of squeeze-up snack for 6 of those 7 days. So they're all ready for their snack. Ready, guys? Look at what's going on here. That's little Eva. She's all curled up in the blanket I was using last night. So I came downstairs here, and I have a pillow that I keep stashed away from the cats so I can use it when I want to. And I didn't have a blanket down here, so I went into the laundry room and I found this blanket. This is one of the vomit blankets that Sharon made. And I was like, I'm just going to use this. And it worked well. It was nice and big and kept me warm. And here it is today. I left it on the couch and there's little Eva hanging out in it. Here's Goldie. Now Goldie is getting used to getting special treats in the morning. There's Richard. And I think she might be coming out of her shell a little bit. Like yesterday and the day before, she was upstairs more often. So we'll have to see what kind of progress we can make with Goldie the rest of the month. Look at this, she's stretching. She's like, yeah, I know I'm getting a treat soon. Here's Ziggy. She's laying in this IKEA bed. So that's a plastic basket from the Dollar Tree. That's the exact same type of basket that Stella slept in when Stella first came into the house. And that's also the same type of basket that I put outside for the cats as a cat bed because it is like weather resistant, waterproof. But they like it here on this little IKEA bed, so I've been keeping it here. There's Sammy. There's Richard. And at 4 o'clock in the morning when I got up, 4 of these 5 beds had cats sleeping in them. The only one that did not have a cat in it was the dark blue one. Okay, who wants a treat? I don't know why Nancy didn't want her treat. Maybe because I have the camera on? Maybe because I'm holding the camera? I have to see if the cats react differently when I'm holding the camera versus when I put it on a tripod. Maybe that is a difference. I don't know. This one's for Goldie. This one's for Ziggy. You could have yours next, Goldie, okay? Okay. So tomorrow I have to get out of the house fairly early, and I'm going to be gone pretty much the whole day, and I'm not going to be back until, I don't know, maybe near midnight. So it's going to be a long day, unless I turn it into an overnight trip. I didn't plan on doing that, but now that I think about it, I don't know if that's going to happen. So that means I need to figure out how the cats are going to be fed their dinner. Since I'm not going to be gone overnight, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them the smaller snack feeders with a dinner-sized portion of crunchies in it. I think that's what I'm going to do for the Lucky 7. And then maybe for the OG4, just split it up into 2 smaller meals. Today, when I'm petting these guys, there's a lot of static electricity. I keep getting snapped. It's 12:30 p.m. and here's Ringo. And I know he's innocent because I just heard a whole bunch of jingling of the tree. I don't know which bells it was, but when I walked in the room, there was at least 1, if not 2, cats fleeing. And now that I look at it, do you see this plate here? Well, the branch right near that plate is really low. So that means someone was in the tree. So not happy about that. I'm going to have to figure out how to keep the cats out of this tree. But I told Ringo the rules with regards to the tree. The rules are you can go under it, but you can't go in it. Right, Ringo? You can go under the tree, but you can't go in the tree. Okay? We have another tree coming that I'm going to put downstairs, and you could go in that tree. Okay? You're going to have a special tree downstairs that you could go in. But this tree up here is the Christmas tree. This tree you can go under, but you can't go in. Right, Ringo? You understand me? Ringo, do you hear what I'm saying? Blink your eyes. Okay, you understand. Good boy, Ringo. Very good boy. It is 9:15 a.m. and here's Simba and here's Boo. And Boo has the zoomies right now. He's running all around the house. How you doing, Boo? You okay? You all right, Boo? You doing good, Boo? So last night I set up the 24-hour feeders for the cats, and I gave them a little bit of crunchies around 5 o'clock this morning, because these are on a timer. And I was hoping that would just enable me to sleep better. And it did. I got a really good night's sleep. And I had to be up at 8 o'clock today. And I have to get myself moving and out of the house. It's going to be a full day out of the house. And I'm not getting home until very, very late. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up with their dinner. And then I'll also set this up with breakfast tomorrow, just in case I don't get home and I end up staying overnight. I'm not supposed to stay overnight, but just in case, then I think that's what I'll do with these. I'm also going to give the cats food before I leave. So they're going to have their raw food for breakfast, and then for dinner, they're going to have crunchies scheduled in the feeder, and then I'll also have breakfast in the feeder also. But I should be home for breakfast. You okay, Boo? Here's Splash. I'm filming this from the other room because I don't want to get too close to him and scare him, just because I know the camera has been, causing the cats to move lately. So what happened was around 4 o'clock in the morning, Splash was like a speed demon around the house. Like it sounded like a herd of elephants. I don't know if it was him and someone else, but I know it was him because I would hear just cats running. And then I would hear it stop and it would sound like it's in my bedroom, and I would wake up and open my eyes and I would see Splash standing there. So I always keep a container of treats near my bed. So then I would give him some treats and then I'd try to fall back asleep. And then the next thing I know, I would wake up again with the sound of cats running around. And then I would wake up and I would see Splash standing there. So I'd give him some treats. That happened 2 or 3 times, probably between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. And then finally, it stopped. But I'm fine with the cats running around and having a good time in the middle of the night. I'm totally fine with that. But I just thought it was so funny how, I would open my eyes and I would see Splash. He'd be standing there. I'm like, you want some treats? And of course he ate them when I gave it to him. So it's about 10:20 a.m. And today the cats are getting churus. They're getting tuna with crab churus. Boo's in such a good mood today. I don't know what's going on with him. How you doing, Boo? Here's Stella. And so I'm going to quickly give them their churus and then give the Lucky 7 their churus, and then everyone's getting breakfast. And then I have to clean the litter boxes, and then I think I'm ready to go after that. The most challenging part of the day might be keeping the Lucky 7 downstairs, because usually after they eat breakfast, they want to come upstairs. So the goal is to keep them downstairs today. I'm downstairs with the Lucky 7, and they're getting their treats today also. It is the tuna with crab churros, in case I didn't mention that. Hello, everybody. We'll see who will eat theirs today. There's Sammy. Simba did not want a churu today, so maybe he doesn't like this flavor. Ready? Ready, Ziggy? Ziggy likes anything that's fish flavored. It is 1 p.m. and here's Nancy. This is one of her favorite places to hang out, by this window. She likes to curl up behind the curtains. Is Ziggy behind there with her? Is Ziggy there or no? No, it's just Nancy. How you doing, Nancy? So let me tell you what happened. It's a good thing that I gave the cats an extra meal in their automatic feeders, because I ended up having to stay overnight. Here's Bowie sleeping in one of his favorite cat towers. And I'm not sure where anyone else is. The cats are really quiet right now, which is nice. So it's a really good thing that I put an extra meal in their feeders, because I ended up having to stay overnight on my trip. I thought I was going to get back the same day, just really late at night. But I ended up having car problems. And I ended up having to get 4 new tires and my front brakes fixed. So that took additional time, and I wasn't able to leave until the following day after that was fixed. And then we had just rain and fog, and the way that I usually come back home was just so congested with so much traffic that Google Maps totally gave me a crazy detour through the Bronx and just on roads I never normally take. It took forever for me to get home. I didn't get home until probably around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I thought I was going to get home, at first I thought I was going to get home the previous night. Then I thought, okay, I'll get home around noon. Nope, I didn't get home until around 4 p.m. It was just a nightmare. The New York City traffic was a complete nightmare. And then when I got back yesterday, thankfully, I was so happy that no one vomited while I was away. And I just cleaned up their feeders, and I gave them fresh water. And then they had some canned food for dinner because I didn't have anything defrosted for them. And then this morning, they had homemade raw food. And I'm trying to catch up now because I ended up losing a work day yesterday. Yesterday I was supposed to be working all day, but I ended up losing the day to getting my car fixed and then sitting in traffic. So today I'm playing catch up with everything. Last night I tried to edit a video and get a video posted, but even that was taking longer than it should have taken. So I'm super behind with things right now, but the cats are doing well. And it's a rainy, gray day. Here's Nancy. She's hanging out on one of these round mats from Sharon. And look who I just found. It's Ringo. How you doing, Ringo? That's one of Ringo's favorite spots. I don't know if he's been there the whole time and I just didn't see him, or if he just jumped up into that cat tower. It is almost 10 a.m. and this is where we're at with the advent calendar for the cats. So yesterday was a Temptations day. So they had those last night. And I think what I'm going to do, because it's been working out really good the past few days, is giving them their advent treat at night versus in the morning. Even though they do like having a treat first thing in the morning, if I give them a treat at night, then what I do is I give them less crunchies as a crunchy snack, and I think that's been working out good. Their treat for today is these tulips. This is the skin formula. They've really been enjoying the tulips. Here's Boo, and there's Nancy crawling around underneath the tree. It is really dark today. It's rainy. We're supposed to get rainstorms and windstorms, so not looking forward to that. And here's the tree. It still has not been decorated because of everything that's been going on here over the past 2 days. And I was away part of the weekend, so yesterday I had to deal with some unexpected plumbing issues. Thankfully, that was taken care of last night. Everything should be working today. And the day before that, I had to deal with unexpected car issues. Thankfully, that's been repaired. So I have not had time to decorate this tree. I've had to spend hours and hours. I probably spent 5 or 6 hours yesterday dealing with the plumbing issue. And the day before that, the same amount of time dealing with the car issue. So not fun. But a good thing is, look at all of these bell garlands. So I got 4 more of these large bell garlands from Hobby Lobby because Grandma and Grandpa were out shopping one day and I said, can you stop by your Hobby Lobby and see if they have these? Because the one here is completely sold out. I got the last one. And they had 4 left. So now I have 4 more of these. And what I might do is just leave the bells on the string, and I should have enough to go all the way around the tree now, since now I have a total of 5 of these large bell garlands, and maybe with more bells on the tree, it'll keep the cats out. Here's Simba. Last night, the cats had canned food for dinner. Then they had some Temptations, and I don't know if Simba ate it too fast or what. Then he ended up vomiting, so I had to clean it up. But then later he ate crunchies and he was fine. I just came downstairs and the Lucky 7 finished off this bag of Temptations. There's only a little bit left. Sammy, what are you doing? This was from like 6 days ago in the advent calendar. And so now they're done with this. They ate this out of my hand today, so that's still part of the treat training or snack training. But let me show you what the cats did. Let me show you what they did. Do you see this? That's a little red spider, and it's dead. So the cats have been spider hunting, and now I get to clean this up. But the cats love spiders. It's about 11:30 p.m., and I'm downstairs with Sammy and her sisters. So I'm down here with the 5 girls. The reason why is because the 2 boys, Richard and Ringo, are in my bedroom. The reason why is because Richard attacked Simba. And I don't know why he did that. I was sitting on the sofa in the living room, and Nancy was laying on one of the pillows. And I was thinking to myself, she's being a really good girl, and she's just so comfortable here, so I'm not going to make her go downstairs because it was getting close to dinner time. And I was like, I'll just, let her do what she wants to do. And Richard has been hanging out in one of the cat carriers, in one of the round cat carriers. That's his favorite spot to hang out the past few days. So he's in one of the round carriers, not too far away from Nancy. And the next thing I know, Simba comes walking up to me. And I gave Simba a few pets. And then when Simba saw Nancy, he's like, okay, I'm not going to hang out here. So then he went to go back into the other room. Like he started walking out of the living room. Well, Richard saw him, and then Richard decided to attack him. And it wasn't just like an ambush where he runs up to him and stops short like Nancy does. This was a full-on tackle. He just started running after Simba. The next thing I know, he jumped on Simba's back. The next thing I know, Simba's screaming, and all I'm hearing is like cat fighting. And then when I walked into the room, there were just tufts of tabby hair all over. I don't know if it was Richard's or Simba's or both, because they're both mackerel tabbies. But then I couldn't find Richard. I thought maybe he came down here, but he didn't. Nancy came down here instead. So I shut the door. It's just been the 5 girls down here since then. And then I found Richard underneath my bed with Ringo. So I shut the door to my room, and that's where they've been. They've been in like a timeout in my bedroom. They might just stay there all night. They have litter, they have water, they have everything they need in there. So I might keep them in a timeout tonight, because that's not right. There's absolutely no reason for Richard to jump on Simba like that and to attack him. And now that I say that, it does kind of remind me when Boo used to do that. When Boo was being reintegrated with Stella, Splash, and Simba, he used to jump on them. And that's why I used to have to put him in a harness with a leash. I might have to do the same thing with Richard. I might have to do that with him. I'll just put him in a harness. Right, Nancy? Is that what I'm going to have to do? The OG4 just had their Advent treat, which is these tulips. So that's why I came down here to give it to as many of these cats as I can. I think Sammy, Goldie, Ziggy, and Nancy will eat it. Maybe I'll try to give one to little Eva on a plate. And then I need to clean up the kitchen, and then I'm going to bed. It's been a very long day. I was just going inside, and look who it is. He just came out from underneath the fence. It's Ox. I haven't seen him in a few days, and he doesn't look like he's limping as badly as he was. I don't even know if he's limping at all. So I'm going to go grab some food and put some food out for him. Meanwhile, let me show you what I noticed. Look at all of the straw coming out of the shelter that's underneath the house. So I was wondering if someone was using the shelter. Maybe he's using the shelter. I don't know. I mean, it could just be any animal that was just pawing at it, or it could be that a cat was using it. It's 2:34 p.m. I just walked into Boo's room a few minutes ago and I saw this. This is the first time ever that this yoga mat is off the top of the shelf by the window. And the runner that I have on top of the yoga mat is also knocked down. So I was like, okay, something obviously happened here. I don't know what, because I've been out all morning. I left the house like around 8:30, 8:45. The cats all had breakfast out of their feeders, so it was a really easy morning for me. And I wanted to get out before all the holiday crowds. So I've been running errands for like the past 4 hours or so. I just got back a little while ago, and I came into the room for the first time today, and I'm seeing this. So I'm like, okay, something happened. So I just looked at the security camera footage. The first thing I noticed is I think I have to reset the camera, because for some reason it's showing the entire room is like purple, which it's not. But then it appears that, from what I could tell, it looks like Ringo was sitting here, Richard was sitting here. And it looks like the two of them were hanging out by this window. It's actually open like a half inch or an inch. And Ringo just decides to jump on top of Richard, just like that. Very similar to what Richard does to the OG4, where out of nowhere he just jumps on them. So that's what happened here. And from what I could tell from looking at the rest of the security camera footage, it does appear to be Ringo and Richard. At first, I thought maybe it might be Simba involved in that, but when I watched the security camera footage, like Simba, out of all the tabbies, has the fluffiest tail. And Ringo and Richard don't have a tail as fluffy as Simba does, so that's why I think it was the two of them and not Simba. It's about 2:20 p.m. and I am finally decorating the Christmas tree, or at least I'm starting to decorate it. I have 5 of these bell garlands on the tree. I don't think they're made to be put on a tree. I think they're really made more for like decorative purposes, maybe to put on a mantle or something. They're only like 6 feet long, so I've had to kind of just put one after another. But there are now bells all over this tree, and these bells are pretty loud. So if anyone jumps in the tree, I'm definitely going to hear it, but I'm very happy to say that nobody's been jumping in the tree for the past several days. So hopefully no one will jump in this tree after it's decorated. It's 3:30 p.m. and I have been starting to put some ornaments on this tree. And what I'm noticing is that this tree has much sturdier branches than a real tree does. So it's making it super easy to decorate because I don't have to worry about finding a branch that is going to be strong enough to hold a certain ornament. And also, I don't feel like I'm in a race against time before the tree completely dries out and needles start falling. So that's another nice thing about having an artificial tree versus a real tree, because by now I would be definitely concerned about the branches. Are they going to start drooping soon? Is the tree getting enough water? And stuff like that. And now I don't have to worry about that. Like, honestly, I could keep this tree up for weeks after Christmas and not have to deal with the needles falling off of it. So, yeah, so far it has been a really great experience having this artificial tree. Other than the cats trying to climb it, but thankfully they've stopped that. I have so many bells on this tree right now. It's crazy. I added additional bells along with the bell garlands, so I'm going to keep decorating it. Another thing I'm noticing is that this tree definitely has more branches than the real Christmas trees that I usually get. So I think it's going to hold a lot more of my ornaments, which will be great. And I'll be able to hang ornaments on it that I haven't been able to put on trees recently because of either the weight of the ornament or just because there's not enough room on the tree. So I think it'll look nice. I think a lot of the holes that the cats caused when they were climbing the tree are going to fill in nicely with ornaments. It is 9:20 a.m. and here's Stella. She woke me up this morning and it is raining out, and I'm really happy that it's raining because it could easily be snow, and I'm really happy we're not getting snow right now because it's been like down around 19 degrees the other night and down in the low 20s at night. So super happy it's snow and not rain. And here's Boo. Good morning, Boo. I put my Christmas pillows out. These are actually Christmas pillowcases. And yesterday, I finally got the tree decorated. And I'm getting used to it. It was really easy to decorate versus decorating a live tree because the branches were firmer and there were a lot more branches to put decorations on. So now that I look at it during the day, I'm like, this could really use a lot more ornaments on it. But at night, it looks really pretty because the lights are on and, it just looks really good. I'm not a fan of all this rope with the bells going around the tree, but it does serve a purpose. So for that, I'm okay with it. But I'm thinking maybe if I got more like natural ornaments that kind of matched the rope that those bells are on, then it might tie into the tree better. But overall, the theme of my ornaments seems to be like red, gold, blue, and then some natural tones. So I think that would work. But I'm just really happy that it's put up. And here's Simba. Simba got a lot of pets this morning. Unfortunately, I did not get to put up the tree for the Lucky 7 yesterday. That was on my list of things to do, but I never got to it. I was still doing other items on my to-do list at midnight. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to have time to put up the other tree. So maybe I'll be able to do that today. That's what I'm hoping. And here's Stella. Doesn't she look so pretty? Stella, you look so pretty. Stella, you look so pretty. Yeah, you look so pretty, Stella. Here's Boo. And yesterday, the cats had chunky beef for dinner. And Boo ate the chunky beef without any problems. And a few days prior to that, the cats had chunky chicken for dinner, right, Boo? And Boo ate the chunky chicken without any problems. And also, while I was preparing it, he was coming up to me saying, I want a few pieces. And he ate those. So I know Boo's back to his normal self now. You know, for a while, I want to say at this point, over a month ago, Boo was dealing with some kind of issue where, you know, he wasn't interested in his food and he didn't want to eat anything that was, you know, what he normally liked. But he's back to his normal eating habits, which is really good. Right, Boo? So the cats were really happy to have their chunky beef last night because they haven't had it in quite a long time. They had round roasts on sale for like $4.99 a pound. So I got a 3-pound roast and that'll last the cats for about 3 meals. I already cut it up and portioned it into containers. Tomorrow is supposed to be the warmest day that we get in quite a while. It's going to be around 57 degrees, which means it might be close to 60. So I am hoping that I can take all the litter boxes outside and scrub them down, because I like to do that once a month, but with the colder weather, sometimes I have to extend that to be like every 6 to 8 weeks. But if we have a warm day tomorrow, I'm definitely going to try to do it tomorrow. However, I also need to get to the poultry farm at some point because we only have enough meals to get the cats through like 3 days if they eat raw food for breakfast and dinner. Maybe we could get through this entire week if they only eat raw food for breakfast. I'm going to have to see how today and tomorrow go. If I get a lot done today and tomorrow, then maybe I'll go to the poultry farm like Wednesday or Thursday. Because it would be good to stock the cats up with homemade raw food like before Christmas. So that way I don't have to deal with it like during the holidays from Christmas to New Year's. There's Simba. He's headbutting the tree. So far, nobody's been jumping in the tree since it's been decorated. I have not heard any of the bells ringing. He's smelling a bell. There are still 2 cat beds underneath it. Hello, Boop. Hello, Boop. Also, I'm at least 2, maybe 3 days behind on the advent calendar for the cats because it's been so busy. So I have to try to catch up with that too. But with that, like, even if I'm late with it, we'll just extend it past Christmas. That's no big deal. So I'm just kind of picking up where I left off. And, you know, if we keep doing an advent calendar up until January, it doesn't matter. Here's Splash. Hello, Splash. You still sleeping? Splash likes to run around the house at night, so he likes to get some extra sleep in the morning. Okay, Splash. It's 11:15 a.m. and here's Nancy. And I could tell by the way she's looking out the back door that she sees a cat. So let's see who she's looking at. It's Ox. I just put some food out like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, because the cats just had their breakfast. And I gave him whatever was left over and along with some canned food. And I put it under this chair. I was going to throw this chair out, but then I was like, let me just put it here because it could work as far as blocking rain from cat food. So that's why I put the plate underneath the chair. And he came out to eat it. Yesterday, I saw him by the back of the yard, but then he ran away. And it appeared that he was not limping yesterday, so hopefully he's not limping again. Now, I have this black cover over my patio furniture. I used it last year. It worked great. I have it tied down, and I'm using it again this year. What I did not do this year is take the cushions off of the patio chairs because I know Ox likes to lay on the patio chairs. So I figured, let me leave the cushions on the patio chairs so that way he could actually go underneath this cover and lay on the chairs. And it appears that he seems to be doing that because he just went under the cover and he has not come out from under the cover. So I think he might make this a little area for him to hang out in. I know last winter I saw a tabby cat run out from under this cover a few times. That's why I thought, let me do it this way this year. Like, let me leave the cushions there. It will provide him nice shelter. And obviously during the day, it does get nice and warm under there. So that's what's going on. It's about 11:45 a.m. and here's Boo. And let me tell you what he's been doing. Boo has been guarding the Christmas tree. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing now. And I noticed it this morning. Like, obviously, I decorated the tree yesterday. And then this morning, Simba went to headbutt the tree. And Boo got mad at him. And he, like, swatted at him, like, get away. Simba was mad. He made, like, a face. And then I noticed that Boo has been, like, patrolling the tree. Like, he's actively trying to keep people away from the tree, which is so funny. Because this is not his job. I did not give him this job. If this is anyone's job, this is Splash's job. Splash's job is to protect the furniture and make sure nobody attacks the furniture. But Boo's job is to look out the windows and let me know if anyone weird's in the yard. But I guess Boo is taking ownership of the Christmas tree, and now he's making sure that nobody goes near it. Boo's a smart cat. I literally just told Boo that he does not have to sit by the Christmas tree all day, that he's relieved of his duties, and he came over here. That's how smart he is. Okay, Boo? If you hear the bells ringing, then you could go back, okay? But for now, everything's good. Okay, Bo? It is 10:38 a.m. and I want to start scrubbing litter boxes. I already got the hose out and I got some soap and gloves and a sponge, and it's almost 60 degrees. I mean, it's a little chilly, but I'm out here in just like a heavy shirt. And it's not bad. So I'll be in and out for the next, I don't know, hopefully I can get this done in 2 hours. I have to scrub 9 litter boxes. The cats just had their breakfast. Here's Simba. He's hanging out on this dining room chair. I was just sitting next to him working on my computer for a few minutes. Here's Boo. He's in his office, ready for a full day of work, looking out the windows. Here's Splash. This is his favorite dining room chair. He sits across from Simba. They help me work. Here's Nancy. She just ate some food over here. I don't know why she wanted to eat over here. And that is a Christmas tunnel that I took out the other day when I was taking out the Christmas decorations for the tree. And I haven't found anywhere to put it yet, so it's just kind of like sitting there. It's been a really busy few days. And here's the tree. It is still standing. Nobody has been jumping in it. Everyone's been really, really good. And yesterday it was really cute. So do you see the top of these 2 sofa cushions? Ziggy was laying on one, Nancy was laying on the other. And then over here in these cat towers, Ringo was laying on one, Richard was laying on the other. And they were all so happy and the tree was lit. And I was like, oh, they just want to hang around the tree and just kind of like enjoy the atmosphere that it brings to the room. It was really nice. Nobody tried to disrupt the tree at all. Of course, Boo spent a part of the day guarding the tree. He hasn't done that so far, but everyone's been pretty good. And I have to get working on these litter boxes. If I get them scrubbed today, then we're good until the end of January, early February. Do you see Nancy's bikini? So there's her bikini top, and there's her bikini bottoms. Boo has a little white Speedo, and Nancy has a white bikini. It's 11:15. I have 2 litter boxes scrubbed, and the sun is trying to come out. I'm so excited. If that happens, it's just going to make everything so much better, because I always put the litter boxes here to dry in the sun while I'm working on the next litter box. That would just be wonderful if it becomes a nice, sunny, warm day. Right now it's about 55 degrees outside, and it's very bearable. It's 12:15 p.m., and I've pretty much scrubbed all of the litter boxes up here, and I'm starting on the ones from downstairs, but I'm still drying some of these out and refilling them with litter and putting them back. So I put a little bit of litter in this one. Then I opened this bag to fill this up, but I had to take a phone call. And while I'm on the phone, I'm hearing like someone, poking around in this litter box. And I just looked, and Ringo was rolling around in the litter. The cats love fresh litter and clean litter boxes. And one thing that I'm noticing is that as I'm cleaning these out, I've never had so much litter sticking to the bottom of these litter boxes before. So I'm definitely not mixing any of the cedar into the litter anymore, because I think that's doing it. That's the only difference. The only difference is I was mixing cedar into this clay litter, and it is horribly sticking to the bottom of these litter boxes. So from now on, I'm just using the clay. There's Ringo. He's like, what's going on around here? He's being nosy. It is 1:30 p.m. and all of the litter boxes have been scrubbed. They all have fresh litter. It took 3 hours. 3 hours to do this because it is the middle of December. Here's the other clean litter box. I'm only putting 4 down here right now, and when I go away for a full day or an overnight trip, then I'll put the 5th litter box out. There's little Eva. So it took a little longer than I thought it would because my vacuum died. The vacuum on the left is the really powerful Dyson 15. Then the one on the right is the Dyson 6. I've kept this old vacuum as a backup. And what happened was I forgot to charge the newer vacuum, and it only had like 5 minutes on it. So then I thankfully still had some charge on the older vacuum. And then after an hour of charging or so, then I was able to use the newer vacuum again because it had like a half charge on it. So that took a little longer. The other part that took a little longer was just cleaning them out because there was so much litter stuck on the bottom. Again, I think it's because I was using some of the cedar litter mixed in. And then I don't have the hose nozzle that I normally use. I had to find one in the garage, and it was like a different kind, and it was just a total pain to use it. You have to just twist it differently, and it just takes a lot longer anytime you want to turn the hose on or off. So that took a little bit longer also. Here are the breakfast plates from the Lucky 7. I got to clean these up now. And I'm just going to change my clothes and clean myself up a bit, and I have to get to work. The only way that I can do this, like enjoy a beautiful sunny day in the middle of the day to scrub litter boxes, is because I work from home and I have a very flexible schedule. And because of that, if I take 3 hours now to scrub litter boxes, that means I have to make that up later on today. So chances are very good I'm going to be working until 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. But to me, it's worth it. I'd rather be able to move my schedule around like that so I can take advantage of a beautiful day like this. Because if I did not have a flexible schedule, I would have totally missed out on the opportunity to scrub these litter boxes. I would have had to do it inside, which would have taken much, much longer if I had to do it in like my bathtub or the utility tub in my laundry room. And yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I'm able to get things done the way I'm able to get them done is because I have to like rearrange my schedule for these kind of things. It's about 3:15 and look at this. That's Nancy. And that's Simba's favorite bed on top of the armoire in the corner. I came in the room to shut the window because it's starting to get cooler in the house. And I had all the windows open because it was a nice day. And I look up there and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Simba. And then I looked and I said, oh my gosh, it's Nancy. I've never seen her up there before. But she looks so happy. Right, Nancy? Nancy always wants to do what the older cats are doing. She wants to be one of the OG4. Okay, you take a nap, Nancy. It's 3:40 p.m. and look at what's going on now. That's Ringo. Ringo's up there with Nancy. The cats love it up there. It's 9 a.m. and I'm here with the cats. They're just about to get their Advent treats. And I wanted to film a video, but there's leaf blowers outside my neighbor's house. It's so loud and annoying. Today the cats are having churros, tuna with scallops. Here's Boo. Here's Stella. Stella can't wait. She is ready to eat it through the packaging. Now what I have to do with these is I have to squeeze them a little bit because sometimes they get a little bit separated. Ready, Stella? Okay, hold on. Look at this. Boo's like, I'll take that. Ladies first, Boo. Look at his paw. Okay, good job, Stella. Good job, you got it all. Okay, got it all. Who's next? Boo? Boo, you're next? Okay, let's squeeze it up a little bit. Okay, ready, Boo? Boo loves churros. Okay. Good job. Good job.
Come on, kitties. Who wants a churu? Come on, kitties. Who wants a churu? Come on, kitties. Who wants a churu? Choo, choo, churu, choo, 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 churu.
Okay, good job. Who wants a churro? You? Who wants a churro? You? You want a churro? There we go. Come here.
You'll each get one that I give to you. You'll each get one that I give to you.
There you go. Good girl. Who's next? Who's next? Ziggy, you're next. Goldie, you're next. Who's next? Come on. Ziggy says she's next.
You'll each get one that I give to you. Choo, 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 choo.
Good job, Ziggy. Got it all. Who's next? Goldie, are you next? Goldie, you next? Okay, let's open it. Come on over here. Come here, Goldie. Nancy, are you next? Who's next? Nancy says she's next. Here.
Choo, 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 choo.
Okay, got it all. Okay, Richard, you want some? Richard, you want one? Richard, you want one? Here you go, Richard. Come on, you could do it. Here you go. Here.
Choo 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 choo.
It is almost 10 a.m. and I just found what looks like blood over here. I don't know what's going on, but there's like a drop of blood there, and that looks like some blood, and then that looks like some blood. I don't know what this is or where it's coming from. It appears to be coming from the litter box, and I don't know, I want to say this is Stella, because I've been noticing that she's been having some issues lately. Gonna have to go look at her. Here's Stella, and the blood is coming from Stella. So I've been weighing the cats for several weeks now, maybe like 6 weeks or so, and I've noticed that Stella's been losing weight quicker than she normally does. So I've been keeping an eye on her. And the other day I noticed that it looked like she had some irritation on her hind end. So I've been keeping an eye on her. This morning, she went into the litter box in my room, and I noticed she was in there for longer than usual. And when I looked, it wasn't like she was peeing or pooping. I didn't know like really what she was doing. I thought maybe, she was peeing a little bit and then she got distracted and then she didn't like anyone looking at her, so then she left. So then when I saw the blood on the floor, I said, let me check the litter box right next to it. And I did find some bloody litter. So then I said, well, let me go check the other litter box where I saw Stella earlier this morning. And I found some bloody litter there also. Now, it does not look like pieces of poop with blood. It looks like, I don't know if it's bloody urine or what. I don't know if Stella has like a really bad UTI that's causing this. I don't know if she has maybe some kind of colitis or something going on with her colon and inflammation or something like that. That could cause bloody stools. It could cause bloody diarrhea. I called the vet and I talked to the receptionist, and the vet himself was in the middle of performing a procedure. So she said she was going to call me back, or he was going to call me back and let me know how they think I should proceed. I could always take Stella to the emergency room if I have to. But right now I need to get all the cats fed, except I don't want to feed Stella because if I have to take her to the vet, I don't want her eating a bunch of food. She had a squeeze up this morning. She also had a meaty stick. So I think I might have to put her in Boo's room while I feed the rest of the cats. Okay, Stella? Stella, I'm going to put you in Boo's room, okay? And then we're going to go for a ride today. We're going to make some new friends, okay, Stella? It is 10:45 a.m. and I'm giving Stella a little bit of homemade raw food. I don't know if this is even an ounce of food, not even. So I have all the other cats fed. I'm waiting to hear back from the vet. I'm going to try to keep Stella in this room and keep her under observation. I'm going to scoop out the litter boxes right now, so then if there's anything new in the litter boxes, I'll know that it's from her. And I just wanted to mention that last year, during Vlogmas, when the cats were getting the little cans of Fancy Feast as a treat, and each member of the OG4 was eating 1/4 of a can. So when you think of a little 3-ounce can, they were not even getting an ounce each. But that was enough to cause an ulcer in Boo's mouth. And I had to take him to the vet last year during Vlogmas because his mouth was bleeding. And it ended up being what they call a rodent ulcer. And I looked online, I was able to track that down to being caused by the Fancy Feast that he was eating. Took the cats off that food. He never had the issue again. This year, we're once again in the middle of Vlogmas. And now Stella's bleeding, but she's bleeding from her other end. And they've been eating Churus, squeeze-ups, Temptations. Those have been the 3 treats. And again, it has not been their main meal. It's just been a little bit as a treat every day. And the only other different thing that's been done recently is they've been eating through the other crunchies, the Blue Wilderness crunchies and the Nature's Variety Instinct crunchies. They normally eat the Origin crunchies, and the Blue Wilderness and the Instinct are higher in carbs than the Origin crunchies. So if it's an issue where Stella's dealing with like a UTI or bladder stones, both of those could cause bleeding in the urine. That potentially could be tracked back to too many carbs in the diet. Now, in the homemade raw food that I give them, they don't get carbs in that. They get like less than 5% of carbs. So that's not enough to cause bladder issues. But however, for the past 2 months since Boo's been having his mouth issues, the cats have been getting more canned food than they normally get. But they've been getting good quality canned food. They've been getting the Merrick Perfect Bistro. They've been getting Wholehearted. They've been getting Tiki Cat. So that's the other difference. Maybe this is related to food again and the fact that they've been eating more canned food and more snacks due to Advent. If that ends up being the case, this is the last time they get a snack-related Advent calendar. From what I can tell from the litter boxes, it seems that the blood is being passed in urine. And a UTI can cause a cat to have bloody urine. Bladder stones can cause a cat to have bloody urine. And then the feline idiopathic urinary disease, I think that's what they call it, like FLUID or something like that. That can cause bloody urine. That basically means it's just an inflamed bladder. They don't really know what's causing it. And then, of course, worst case scenario is that a tumor can be causing bloody urine. But again, we're not going to know until we get a series of tests done, potentially even x-rays. If it's coming out of poop, which I don't know if it is because I didn't see like diarrhea accompanying it. It could be IBD, inflammatory bowel disease. It could be ulcerative colitis. It could just be an inflammation. And again, it could be worst case scenario, a tumor. As far as behavior goes, Stella is acting totally normal. She's been eating, she's been playing, she's been getting lots of pets. She's not been hiding. She has not been lethargic. She has not had fatigue. She's been doing really, really well. That's why we're going to hope for a very easy diagnosis. Now, it could also be like an anal gland issue, but to me, it doesn't look like it's coming from her rectum. It looks like it's coming from the other area. Okay, Stella, let me finish scooping litter, okay? It's 12:25 p.m. I just brought Stella some raw food, and I put one of the feline immunity support tablets in it, and I gave her some cod liver oil because that is anti-inflammatory. So if she's dealing with some inflammation issues, that could help. And the immune support tablet can also help. I had to leave the house and run an errand, and the traffic is ridiculous. The malls around here are crazy right now. Like you would think it's the day before Christmas. That's how crazy it is. And we're like a week away from Christmas right now. She used the litter box a little bit. There's like a little pee clump in it. I mean, the size of a golf ball. I don't notice a lot of blood or anything like that. So that's good. I tried to look at her rear end again. The thing is, if she's bleeding out of her backside, she's been grooming the area. So she's cleaning that up herself. There's no drops of blood around the room anywhere or anything like that. And she's acting normal. She's tried to leave this room several times. One time she was successful in doing that. And I just picked her up and I put her back in the room. So hopefully she'll just relax. I'm going to wait until like 2 p.m. I'll give the vet until 2 p.m. And then if I don't hear from them, then I'll call the office again and see what they say. Look at Stella's ear. The way the light is hitting it, you can see the blood vessels in it. And it makes me think about what happens when cats have their ear tipped. So when the ear is tipped successfully, I would think that it would not reach down far enough to the blood vessel. But obviously, when some ears are tipped, it is tipped far enough to reach the blood vessel. Like, for example, when Boo's ear was tipped, that ear bled for such a long time, like for days, if not even weeks afterward. I don't know why someone would think it's a good idea to do that. Like, let's just cut off the tip of a cat's ear. I mean, that's so disturbing to me, especially when you look at the blood supply. It's 2 p.m. and Stella's been relaxing in Boo's room. I believe she's under the day sofa, usually in the corner. And I'm just about to leave. I have to run to the post office, and then I'm going to go to the poultry farm because I did place an order. Hopefully on the way back from the poultry farm, I'll stop in the supermarket, pick up anything else that I need. And then once I get back from that, then I'm going to call the vet's office. I was going to call them like around now, but Stella's been doing okay. She hasn't been bleeding anymore, like dripping blood or anything like that. She has not been in and out of the litter boxes, so it's nothing like that. So I'm just proceeding with my day as scheduled. Here she is now, relaxing comfortably under the day sofa. And I'm just going to let her be comfortable and happy for a while because it's very stressful when they go to the vet. So yeah, when I get back, then I'll touch base with the vet if they don't call me while I'm out and see how we proceed. Obviously, I'd rather take her to the regular vet that we go to because it's a lot cheaper than going to the emergency room, especially because she does seem to be stable. She's not losing a lot of blood right now, or at least, that I could tell. Like when Boo had his mouth issue, he was literally dripping blood onto the floor. That's not the case right here. Here's Boo. Hey, Boo. He's very concerned about Stella today, but he's happy he's not the one in his room. I should also mention that I did take some of the pet wipes and try to wipe her rear end area. And when I did, there was not like a whole bunch of blood on the pet wipes or anything like that. So I think that's a good sign. But, it's definitely something we need to address. It's about 3 p.m. and it is the first trip to the vet with the new carrier. So Stella's in the carrier. I was able to get her into it. I had to put her in head first. I couldn't put her in feet first. But thankfully she's in there. So I'm going to put the cover on that Sharon made. And we're going to go to the vet. The vet said that they could squeeze us in at 3:30 today. And I just found that out on my way home. So we have to get there because it takes 20 minutes to get there. Hopefully we won't hit traffic. Hopefully we'll get there on time. We're leaving now. It is almost 3:10. Here's Stella. The nice thing about the new carrier is that she can ride in the front seat. And I'm going to have to keep my hand on her. I don't have the seatbelt hooked up, but that's fine. I'll deal with that later. We got to get to the vet. It is 3:27. We just got to the vet. Stella has been meowing pretty much the entire drive here. Thankfully, she wasn't howling, so it wasn't that bad. So I'm going to put the cover back on. I took it half off so she could see me through here and so she could get some air. I'm going to put this back on, grab my bag. We're going to go into the vet and hopefully
they'll do some tests on her, and hopefully it's nothing majorly serious. Stella, who's back there? You gonna go look? You wanna go look and see what's going on, Stella? Stella, you wanna look? Stella's being so good right now. She's the total opposite of Boo when Boo goes to the vet. You okay? You right, Stella? It's after 5 p.m. We just got out of the vet's office. Stella just had blood work done, which we will get the results of either tomorrow or Monday. She also had an x-ray, and there are no bladder stones in her bladder, so that's ruled out. The vet seems to think it's either a urinary infection or an anal gland infection. He says it could be an issue where she wasn't expressing her anal glands and they got infected, and that could cause a blood in that area also. He thought that if she had a UTI, she would have been going to the litter box more often, because I said she wasn't in and out of the litter box at all. Like, she would only use the litter boxes a few times a day. Usually when a cat has a UTI, they use the litter box more often. So he's tending to think it might be an anal gland issue. So they gave her an antibiotic shot, which lasts 2 weeks. It's the Convenia. One of the reasons why we decided on that is because it's Christmas in less than a week. And the other antibiotic that he would have given her would have had to be put in her food every day for like 4 days, and then possibly repeated for another 4 days. So just to make things easier on everyone, we decided let's just do the shot. The cats have had Convenia before, and she had a thorough exam. And he said everything, sounded fine, looked fine. Everything seems fine. So hopefully the antibiotics will work. And I just have to watch her diet. I told him that I'm just going to make sure she's eating super healthy right now, cutting back on the treats and also the dry food, and then giving her a good immunity boosting supplement. So that's where we stand. And now we're going to go home. And I did get compliments on this carrier cover in the waiting room in the reception area. I had a few people say, "Oh, that's such a nice cover." So thank you, Sharon. It is 5:45 p.m. We just got home. We hit a lot of traffic on the way home. And let's check on Stella. What's Stella doing? Stella? Where's Stella? She's laying in her cat bed. Stella's laying in the cat bed in the carrier. Okay, Stella, let's go inside, okay? Good job. You did really good. You did really good, Stella, okay? We're back in Boo's room. Come on, Stella, you coming out? You coming out? Good job, Stella. There's your bed. Good job, Stella. Good job, Stella. You did so good. Stella, you did so good. I'm going to give her a snack. And then I have to go back out and buy the rest of the ingredients for the raw cat food. I have to put the ingredients that I bought at the farm today into the refrigerator before I leave, because it's been in a cooler in the back seat of my car. Hey, Stella, how you doing? How you doing? So the vet could not get a urine sample because he said her bladder is too small. She didn't have anything in the bladder, so that's the only thing that they couldn't do. They couldn't do a urine test. But you know what? We were there for so long. What I should have done is see if she would have drank some water. Then maybe by the time we left, they could have got some. I just gave Stella some raw food that was left over from breakfast. It was in the refrigerator. I mixed in a little bit of the sardine puree into it. I've been pureeing up the Trader Joe's unsalted sardines. The cats love that when I mix it into the raw food. And I put a little bit of the calming Fortiflora on it. And I'm just going to let her be. And I need to go finish getting the other ingredients for the food so I can make the food tomorrow. Thank you for for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.